my voice, my legacy, Rimshah Ahmed.
Dinner served, called Mom, and in the same breath, turn the lights out, turn them out, get down, on the ground, on the ground. And the night sky lit up with gunshots, grenades, and jet planes. This was daily life. I grew up in occupied Kashmir, where mothers learned to hush their children, not because they were misbehaving, but because soldiers were nearby. Where going into hiding was survival, where silence was safety. I learned early that to be safe, I had to be quiet. What I didn't realize, though, was that silence also keeps you invisible. Well, my voice isn't so small anymore. You see, I've been on stages talking about the very things that have kept me invisible. And if there's anything I leave as legacy, it's that I gave voice to not just my own struggles, but also paved paths for others to walk on. That little girl from Kashmir would probably look at me now and say, so we're not hiding anymore? And here I am today, giving my voice to something very important. 2 years ago, October 2023, I stared at my phone screen, watching bombs take residential buildings out, watching bodies in rubble, watching people looking for their families, watching babies bombed to bits so people couldn't even gather all parts of them in plastic bags. This wasn't Kashmir this time. It was Gaza. I watched in disbelief, scrolling, maybe imagining if I refreshed the page enough times, the reality would change. It didn't. I couldn't take my kids to an arcade without hearing echoes of explosions in the flashing lights. I couldn't eat without tasting guilt. I became desperate. Protests, prayers, boycotting. I cried in rallies, walking with people, chanting, "Free, free Palestine!" It was only a month into this, and I had been selected as a wild card for Speaker Slam. But how could I be part of a competition while a protest rally was just outside these very doors? I had a ticket to Grand Slam 2023, but didn't attend from sheer guilt. Amid all this, Amy reached out. The first person to check in on me. Amy is proudly Jewish, and I am proud to call her my friend. Her words felt like relief, because in a world trying to divide us, she reminded me that compassion is human. But then I saw the video that broke me to the core. A man holding the body of his granddaughter, 6-year-old Reem. She looked so much like my daughter, same eyes, same cheeks, same innocence. Khalid, her grandfather, was fixing her hair, opening her tiny eyes, kissing them gently as if he could wake her up. My insides refused to stay in. I covered my mouth and screamed. And when the tears stopped, something inside me hardened, not in anger, but in conviction. I reached out to a mentor, and after a long conversation with Dr. Spencer, I realized that I had to live in my own world while at the same time give voice to those who need it. Because the powers who want to control us do so by keeping us fearful, divided, and silent. I knew I had to speak out, so I started at the start. I signed up for Speaker Slam again. This time when I signed up for the initial round, I already knew I would be talking about Gaza on the Grand Slam stage, and here I am. There is nothing more important for me than to speak up about the genocide, the ethnic cleansing still going on in Palestine today. Almost 70,000 killed, almost 2 million displaced. They say legacy is what you leave behind when you're gone, but legacy only comes from what you do while you are still here. My voice is my legacy, and the choice to use it, even when, and especially when silence would be safer. The question today is, how are you using your voice? What will you tell your grandchildren about the history you made in this time? What will your legacy be? Thank you.